Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing tonight? The market's dumping. What are we gonna do? Where are we gonna go? Is my mom gonna let me move back in? I don't know. Dips are made for buying. Smash the like button on your way in. Subscribe if you're new. And get ready to make some money. Woo! Oh. All right. Whew. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing today? Sound off in the chat. What's going on, Dave? What's going on, Giovanni, Tyler, Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn? Who else do we got? Is that it? I see JJ's Cryptic Corner also in the chat. Very cool. What a guy. What a great guy. Hey, what's going on? Guys, for the 945th time, I think, within the last decade, they're fighting in the Middle East. Oh my gosh. I gotta do the the Richard Simmons chip where he's like, I tried to make that GIF. I couldn't take myself seriously enough to actually like commit to it though. For the longest time, I had like 8 videos of me trying to do it. I was wearing a tank top and everything, and I was just going. I tried so hard. I was gonna make the GIF because I made the umbrella one already. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry. Let's read the chat. Whew. Tyler said, I want to cry. Giovanni said, JJ, are we cooked? Dave said, some crazy stuff happening. I agree. Giovanni said, if Bitcoin hits 95, I'm going long. Tyler said, I was up $469 on Ondo trade. I should have just taken it. Heaven forbid. I think the market might just hold or be green for 3 effing days. That's how it goes. Giovanni said, hopium. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, good for DCAing, trying to be positive about this mess. Always positive. Always positive. At the end of the day, the market's going to go up eventually. We've said this before. We pointed it out. You can see it in the charts. The majority of the time is spent going down. Time-wise, time is your greatest asset. Majority of the time, the price goes down. The parts that go up, I think there's a statistic somewhere that like only 8% of the time the market's going up. And I'm assuming that depends on the time frame and stuff, but it's, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. You get the forever long downtrend, and then you get a little boop, and then you get another forever long downtrend, and then you get a boop, and then you get another forever, and then it keeps, and it might be a longer term uptrend, which is great for people holding. But if you're trying to trade and you're longing, especially, you want to be long here, you want to be long here, and you want to be long here. What stinks is if you open up along here, and then you wait till this, and then you get this, and then you don't take profit right here, you're probably going to be negative again. You know what I mean? I don't know. We can go over scenarios all day long. Regardless, in my opinion, it's a dip worth buying. Bitcoin currently trading at 103, 312, 289. It's getting a little bit dumpy here, guys. This is a pretty hefty candle, especially on the 4-hour time frame. Down 2.23% since the daily close. PPI came in lower than expected, I believe, which is bullish. But then we got the Middle East blowing each other up. And I don't know. I'm not even gonna go through the charts. Everything looks like doo-doo. Okay, I'm sorry. Tyler needs Ondo. Let's go look at Ondo for Tyler. Oof. Okay. I mean, see, what stinks is our structure was holding. It looked really good. I almost took my hat off. Not today. The structure was holding. It was looking really good. We are oversold on the 4-hour time frame, and that does technically, if we get an actual reaction off of here, like if the price closes like this and then goes up afterwards, then that will set up bullish div. So that would signal at least a price reversal. On a technical analysis standpoint. When it comes to news driven moves, though, technical analysis kind of goes out the window, which is why you could have just forever shorted this and made a crap ton of money, because the TA doesn't really matter. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, if Iran retaliates, we're going to dump more. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen, because the side that's attacking right now straight up said that when they're done, I'm a little mad because the bags are dumping, but you gotta admit, there's a sexy quote in all of this going on. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I read it and I was so mad. I'm like fuming. I'm going through X, and then I see this and I was like, well, damn, it's actually kind of a sick quote. Where did it go? Right here. This is crazy. This is a crazy thing to say. Breaking. Israeli forces say military operation against Iran is expected to last several days. And they're quoted, at the end of the operation, there will be no nuclear threat. That is the cool. I don't care whose side are you on, whatever. I don't really care. I'm on neither of their side. I think they're both a-holes. But that is a sick quote. That is such a sick quote. I would be scared. Like, if I could be the most stone cold serious, like, trust in my military, trust in our people, and then I read that quote, I would probably pee my pants. I would be like, uh-oh, they're not messing around this time. You know, because this has been going on for like 100 years, I think. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. So, I don't know. It's hard to take them serious. It definitely just kind of seems like two friends pranking each other, only the pranks involved killing like family members. I don't know. It's such a weird mess. I hate everybody involved, but that quote was sick. That was a sick quote. Dave said, be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. 100%. Tyler said, please tell me this hits some line that we need to hit to move forward. LMAO. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, that's a ballsy statement, right? I mean, clearly they're pretty confident that they know all of the locations of their, like, military. So, I don't know, man. That's a crazy quote. That is a crazy quote. There will be no nuclear threat when we're done. Damn. I would be so scared. Anyways. I don't know, man. I don't know. Bitcoin is just chilling 103, 204. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 100K, which, you know, I hate saying, but someone's got to say it. I was literally looking at it yesterday too. I was like, that's so weird that we got this beautiful, like, falling channel, and then we broke out of it, and we just kind of stopped right here. Like, we hit a wall, dude. And then it just went, just completely air out of the sails. Giovanni said Ergo went crazy today before the news. I saw that while I was at work. I was like, ooh, yeah, Ergo. I mean, if you were in this, you probably don't even care. It's just kind of sitting right where it was. I'm not sure why it was going crazy, but dang. I'm not trading any of this. I think it's a complete crap show. I'm definitely going to be DCAing tomorrow. I'd be stupid not to. But I'm not going to try to trade it. I'm sure I'm going to completely disregard me saying that and open a trade within the next 20 minutes. But we'll see what happens, man. Everything kind of looks like doo-doo. It is just kind of a range, though, man. That's what stinks. That's what really stinks. We could have traded this. Like, this is such a range, it's ridiculous. I don't even know what to think anymore. ETH is at 24.90. It was sitting at 28. It was chilling at 28. Beautiful. Sitting above 27.50, which is our bull market line for ETH. Everything just got poo-pooed on. I will say, everyone is pointing out June 15th is usually when the bull market or alt season starts. We got 3 days, guys. We got 3 days. And there is usually a pretty big shakeout before the mommy makeup. So prepare your bags accordingly. Not financial advice. Anyways, ETH 24.90, chilling. This trend line that I just drew is potentially relevant. I don't know. Where do we even start with this? Could go like that, I suppose. Let's just do that, yeah. I got so sunburned today. My skin hurts so bad. My skin hurts, and then I get home to this junk. It's literally like Step Brothers. I got a belly full of white dog crap, and then you lay this shit on me? That's how I feel right now. But we're chilling. We're chilling. You know, what are they gonna do? Take 10% out of my bags? Big deal. They can have it. Sol is down 6.08% on the day. Potential support at our purple trend line, which we've been holding. This is our inverse head and shoulder neckline from way back when. It goes all the way back to August of 2024. We had a beautiful inverse head and shoulders that broke out, retested, and then eventually broke through our upper trend line, which was a beautiful wedge that we were in, more of a range maybe, and that sent us to all-time highs. And we tried to do it again. We went to the bottom trend line, broke out, got above our neckline, broke out of the top trend line, danced around for a minute, came back down. We got an MW. Little MW. It's a little sloppy, but that's actually a bearish pattern, so I'm not going to point that out again. But yeah, I don't know. Sol looking a little spooked. Everything's looking spooked right now. I think we're just going to deal with a couple of days of uncertainty at the bare minimum while this exercise is going on. Tyler said, what's up with this hype coin? That's the thing that James Wynn is using. It's a decentralized perp exchange. It's actually the same reason why I'm so bullish on Strike. It's literally just decentralized perpetual trading. Man, Total 3 is getting decimated right now. I will say, unfortunately, and I hate being this guy, I was calling for a new local low by June 23rd-ish before we actually see some permanent upside. And technically speaking, I don't know. I don't really know what to think. I'm just kind of watching and waiting. Total 3 actively getting pushed down. Is down 3.47% on the day. It is oversold. Everything so far is oversold in the 4-hour time frame. ADA is down 5.76% on the day, chilling at 62.31. ADA has been in this forever range since, what, May? Which stinks. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It didn't even get up that far this time. This time right here, oh my gosh, this one was the worst. Did a little baby bounce, and then it went again, and then we hit a high, and then it got shut down again every single time, like clockwork, man. Tell you what, if you never want to feel anything ever again, pack your bags with Cardano. SNEK is down 6.45%, chilling at 22. This thing has been just ripped to shreds. It is fucking worthless at this point. Dollar cost average at your own risk. I'm still a believer. I'm loaded up hard. If it gets much lower than this, I'm probably gonna double down, which is a little frightening, but you got to take the risk in order to make some money. XRP is down 4.13% on the day, chilling at 209. If it holds $2, I'll be happy. Looks like a potential triple bottom here. There's also a ascending broadening wedge. Not sure if that's really relevant. But we do got 1, 2, 3 hits to the downside. As long as we get a reaction here and bounce, that would be pretty sick for XRP. We got 2 confirmed red dots right here, kind of calling for that dumperoonie. So a lot of these charts on the 4-hour also have these confirmed red dots, which kind of stinks because we could have shorted this. Like, we could have seen it coming. But, you know, sometimes you got to go to work and make some actual tangible cash so that you can pay bills and buy food and stuff. HBAR is down 7.36% on the day. No trouble bottom for HBAR. New local low, chilling at 1508. Looks like it's heading lower. I would look for, if 15 holds, that would be exciting. But if it breaks, then look for 14 for sure. It's going to be all psychological from this point forward. The question is, look at this. 1, 2, big dumperoo. 1, 2, big dumperoo. Is that what's happening right now? Are they just doing another bottom? It's so weird, man. It's so weird. Kevin Stone said, it's done, y'all. It might be. You might be right. You might be wrong. We'll see. I don't think that a black swan is going to cause a bear market, though. We haven't even had a proper bull market yet. The M2 money supply is just going crazy. If it is truly done, then I think that will be the end of cryptocurrency as an asset class, in my opinion. Which doesn't really make sense, does it? If you really think about it, the amount of adoption that we're having and stuff like that. The president literally talking about it. I don't think crypto's going anywhere. So I think it's silly to think it's done, but we are kind of getting crapped on right now. So who knows? SWE is down 8.02% on the day. Similar situation to HBAR. I don't know, 1-2 Dumperoo. Doing the same thing. We'll see. What's crazy about SWE is SWE could go pretty far down before it actually is bearish. Because right now, if it were to bounce, if it were to go all the way down to 220 or even $2, that would still be a higher low and that would still be bullish. So, I don't really know. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said there were rumors yesterday about this strike, but I didn't think it was going to happen today. Regardless, I didn't think it was going to dump the market like this. Like, this is the goofiest dump in the world. This literally, like, this conflict in the Middle East happens, at this point, it feels like once a month. And everyone's surprised every time. Like, oh my gosh, they're fighting in the Middle East? Yes. They never stopped. This is the equivalent of China banning Bitcoin, man. It is the equivalent. It is this cycle's China banned Bitcoin. War in the Middle East. I can't help but laugh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it seems insensitive. I have no sympathy for these people. I think they're all fucking assholes. I don't know. Good riddance. Let them all go disappear. Both sides. Fuck both sides. Ondo is down 6.7% on the day. We just looked at this. 72.72 is our next target to hold. RSI is chilling. If it gets a reaction here, then we got set up for a bullish div, which I think I pointed out already. But I don't know. What's spooking me a little bit is this momentum wave on Market Cipher is barely oversold. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, I hear ya. They've been fighting for 200 years. Exactly. Who cares? It's like, I don't know how inefficient they're fighting either. Like, are they like looking each other in the eye and then like throwing their fists next to their face? Like purposely not hitting each other? And they're like, we're fighting each other. We hate each other. You know those videos of the dogs like barking at each other and the person like opens the door and they just like look at each other? And they don't do anything. And then the guy closes the door again and they start barking like crazy like they're going to do something. That's the Middle East. That is this war that's been going on for 200 years. Clearly, they're not wiping each other off the face of the planet. It's just them trading blows, and it's pointless and stupid. I don't know. God forbid people are fucking mature after 200 goddamn years of fighting. Marcos Martinez said, I had a huge bag in aerodynamic, and I thought it was going to heaven. Then this war starts. I don't know what aerodynamic is. You guys see that Boeing stuff? That Boeing thing was crazy. What the fuck's going on with that? And then I saw that Martini guy was on a flight, and his plane was like fucking, the wings were like wobbling like this. I was like, fuck that. Waterfly! Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. I've been thinking about you. I'm like, I hope Waterfly's doing good. How are you doing, my friend? How are you? Cheers, guys. Cheers to Waterfly. Absolute legend in the chat. Put some respect on his goddamn name. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, I can see oil and gold making big moves. How does it affect crypto? It's ridiculous. It's just a buy the dip opportunity, man. We've seen it before. We've seen it too many times. Next we got Aerodrome. I don't know why this thing went crazy. Look at this volume. Oh my gosh. This thing went absolutely bananas. Bonkers. Woo! And then I got a little dumperoonie, but it's still in the green. This thing literally, yesterday, over the course of 8 hours, 23%. And it's currently down 11%. Ooh, big deal. It was at one point, if you count that wick before this huge dump started. Dang, even after the daily close, this thing was up 33%. Are you kidding me? Wow. I like this. Fahid said, Bitcoin can't hedge for shit. I agree, Fahid. I agree. I love it. I love it. I love the emotion. I love the... I can feel it. I can feel it through the text. Usually you can't convey tone through text. I felt it. We are in trouble on the daily and weekly. Aren't we considering high-low things are? How high... Aren't we considering how high things are? I don't know what the fuck I just read. I don't think it's a problem. Unless sailors start selling, I think we're good. I think we're all set. I think war in the Middle East is the dumbest fucking reason in the world for the price to go down, but forgive me. Forgive my swear words as well. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, I sold Survivor from that India flight. Everyone is going to try get seat 11A now. What? Oh, one sold Survivor from that India flight. Everyone is going to try to get seat 11A now. They're going to have to change the seats so that 11A doesn't exist. Kind of like, kind of like how multi-level buildings don't have a 13th floor. Is it 13th? Waterfly said, I flew yesterday, Gourmet. Was in Vegas last 2 weeks. Hell yeah. I hope you had some drinks for the boys. All right. Pinlink. Pinlink has just been chilling at this 60-cent level, man. It bounces off of it, but this has been like the level on Pinlink. Look at that. Just consistent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 7. 7 is a lucky number. I'm just saying. I will say though, not a great looking RSI. RSI is kind of high. I mean, it's at 40, but kind of high considering the fact that it was like oversold. What, back here when it was at like 65? Now it's at 60, and it's I don't know. It doesn't look good. Volume has fallen off of a cliff as well. Look at that. Just a clear decline in volume. So, is it gearing up for a move? We'll have to wait and see. Render's down 7.59% on the day. The WM pattern on all of these charts is just thrown out in the trash with the dignity of the Middle East, unfortunately. A lot of volume on Render. A lot of volume on this big fat liquidation candle, it seems. Broke through 350 and just plummeted. 315 is the next potential support, followed by $3. $3 is going to be a big psychological number. And if we break through that, then 260 is in the cards. And then we start getting through the big ones, the big boys. So we'll see how far we go. Last time we dumped, we had a little double bottom at 260, which was nice. See if we get a higher low and continue to the upside. We do, I will say, I just noticed this. We got a WM here, guys. We got a waste management pattern, which is incredibly bullish. So we'll see if this is the halfway point liquidity grab pullback blast off. That would be sick. That would be so sick. I just noticed that. We'll see what happens. Waterfly said, I just had soul order fill. Very nice. Waterfly is one of those guys that sets... He's probably the guy that got that $8,000 Bitcoin last bull market on Binance US. He sets ridiculously low buy orders. Like buy orders to where he would be like, I have a buy order on Render set for 50 cents. And you would be like, you dumbass. It's never going to 50 cents. And then like a month later, it would go to 50 cents. And he would be like, my Render buy order just hit. Isn't that cool? And you're like, damn it. I hate that guy. I don't know. It's there's something about it. There's a certain level of respect that commands for sure. What if I said, haha, I got 14K? Hell yeah, that's awesome. See what I mean? Polkadot. Polkadot's down 5% on the day. See, I don't know, maybe is Polkadot the ultimate hedge? Because it doesn't really move as violently, but that goes both ways. Like, you get a pretty decent bullish push, and then when it dumps, like the world is ending, it was just here. Like a week ago. Not even a week ago. Yeah, it was a week ago. It was literally just here a week ago. That's how little volume there is on Polkadot. So, it might be the ultimate hedge, man. Who knows? Gas is down 6% on the day, getting a little potential reaction off of 7.6. We had this weird potential wedge pattern situation channel that we had resistance, we broke above, we were testing it, then we broke below and started breaking down. So if it holds 7.6, great. If not, then 6.8 is in the cards. We'll see what happens. We are oversold as well, though. So is momentum wave is also oversold. So we could see a potential turnaround here. We'll have to keep an eye on it for sure. See where we go. I have no clue what to expect. Avalanche is down 6.56% on the day. Currently at 18.95. Broke through 1982. I mean, we could have a potential double bottom scenario right here, which would be pretty sick. Incredible amount of volume right now present in the chart on this candle alone. We are oversold. See, I don't know. I guess I'd have to see what it looked like at 1875 for the RSI. There's potential bullish dip here again, but we'll have to see if anything plays out in our favor. 1828 is the next support if it continues to the downside. Otherwise, look for a close above 1982. We still got like 3 hours and 13 minutes on this 4-hour candle. So, Tony Rosa said, "Oh, what up, JJ? Still bullish? I'm always bullish. This is nothing. What is this, 10%? Everyone is a pussy today." I love it. You should have seen Fahid earlier. He said Bitcoin can't hedge for shit, which I actually agree with him. Chainlink is down 6.94% on the day. DCAing tonight? No, I'm waiting until tomorrow. Tomorrow's my DCA day. I'm not going to cheat anymore. Chainlink, once again, proving that it is the best asset to chart. We got our beautiful little yellow line from all the way back in August of 2024. And it is perfectly reacting off of that line. We'll see if it actually holds. It isn't quite oversold. It's just sitting right there, almost oversold. Yeah, I don't know. I like what I see so far. It also is potentially going to hold this purple trend line, which would be equally as satisfying. Gourmet Brands Brooklyn said, JJ, what was the chart where someone put in an order way out of the money and then it got filled and bounced? David Betts said, sup, buddy? What's going on, David Betts? Gourmet Brands Brooklyn, are you talking about the Binance US like $8,000 Bitcoin from last bull market? Or are you talking about something else? Tony Rosa said, Link is dog shit like Cardano. It is what it is. It's not for everybody. It charts really well. David Betts said, what the hell happened in the world? Get this, for that 954th time this year, the Middle East are fighting with each other. Whoa, big shocker. Who knew? Tony Rosa said, Scamwick, we will see. We will see, my friend. We will see. Doge is down 5.11% on the day. Potentially getting reaction from 16.8. If it breaks below that, then I'm looking for 11 cents, man. Still looking for my 11-cent Doge. Still looking for the 11-cent Doge. That's my like doom scenario for Doge specifically. I don't know though. It is almost oversold. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, was that Waterfly's resting order? that's what I was joking about. Some guy, literally last bull market, had a buy order set at like $8,000 on Bitcoin. At the time, Bitcoin I think was like 60 grand. There were no buy orders besides that 8K, and some poor sucker did a market sell, and it literally wicked down to 8K. So he at least sold a portion of Bitcoin for $8,000 per Bitcoin. And this lucky bastard probably woke up the next day and was like, holy crap, I have 64 grand. I have an extra 64 grand in my wallet. What the hell happened? And they probably looked and saw that their $8,000 order got filled. How crazy is that? I don't know, man. That's such a cool story. I hope that guy's out there somewhere just telling everybody and nobody believes him. Polygon Matic Pole getting absolutely decimated, potentially finding support at 1916. If it breaks below that, I don't Oh, is it that the ultimate doom line? Polygon Matic Pole has been one of the few coins that has remained at its bearish or bear market low. Or is it below? I don't even know. You can't even tell anymore because they changed the freaking name so many times. They don't even update the chart with the previous price data. They just changed the asset altogether. But he said Waterfly got connections in the heavens or something. Or just conviction and patience. It is what it is. Near is down 7.26% on the day. Broke below 221. Heading towards $1.69 potentially. We got potential support, I suppose. Maybe right here. $1.94. $2 I'm sure will be a big psychological level. We'll see. But if we break below 221 close, then it might get a little bit dicey for near specifically. We do got kind of a descending, broadening wedge now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making stuff up. Chili's is down 6.14% on the day. We might be able to just short Chili's to zero at this point. With FIFA going to Avalanche to make their own blockchain, Chili's might be done for. Not financial advice, of course. Let's actually go check the market cap of Chili's. Chili's current market cap is $343 million, which means there's a lot of room to short, for sure. A lot of room to short. Kind of a shame. Hopefully they adapt to survive. We'll see what happens. 6.06% candle, 6.06% down on the day. Tony Rosa said, just upsets me that Link and the utility coins are shite. And then dick, pussy, and asshole coins freaking 10x everywhere? Yeah, that's what happens, man. That's because dick, pussy, and asshole coins don't have the kind of valuation that our utility coins have at the moment. What if I said war in the Middle East equals buying opportunity? I agree. I 100% agree. Listen to Waterfly. He's definitely seen more than we have. Yeah, Tony, I get that for sure. What you got to do is you got to look on, I don't know if Chainlink has it for sure, but any of the ecosystem utility coins, any of the Dino coins, like ETH, Binance, Cardano, Aptos, SWI, any of those coins that have an ecosystem, go on them and you got to buy dick, pussy, and asshole coin on those ecosystems. Then you get your 10x everywhere. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, how much market cap got wiped out on this dump? Ooh, total? So if we go to total, this will give us a good overall look for crypto total market cap on this dump alone. I'm going to go from the top. We lost 7%. So it's at probably 0.2 trillion. What is that, 200 billion? Jeez. Is that what that is? That's crazy. Oh, Waterfly said 0.1. On this dump alone, yeah. Like, if you count just these two candles from since the news broke about this, then yes, he is correct with the 0.1. Tony Rosa said exactly. Exactly, man, exactly. You gotta fight fire with fire. Fight Bartcoin with Bartcoin. Giovanni Fontes said, I'm looking for something to long, but it's all the same dump anyway, so it really just depends on the overall markets. Eats it up or dump more, exactly. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, wow, yep. What's crazy is market cap isn't like 1-to-1. The amount of money that actually left was probably about half that. And because the asset weighs the other half of the liquidity pools, then it kind of makes up the difference. Does that make sense? It's hard to comprehend unless you've, for whatever stupid ass reason like me, actually had a meme coin like CTO'd and you know how that stupid liquidity works. It's kind of a pain in the ass to like actually figure it out. But the market cap does not exactly measure 1-to-1 how much money was put into the asset. Or how much money you could even get out. You can usually get out about half. Tony Rosa said, I know, sir. Just wanted to talk shit tonight. The utility coins will have their day when ETH wakes up. Oh, we'll see. Hit the like button for the homie. Appreciate that, Tony Rosas. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, yes, I understand. Ay, ay, ay. I've been saying that so much lately. Feel pretty sick of hearing it. Everyone at work, I'm just all the time whenever I do anything, I'm like, ay, ay, ay. They're probably like, shut the fuck up, dude. What do you have to be tired about? Oh my goodness. $819 billion total 3, which excludes Bitcoin and Ethereum. Tom Selleck said, I mean, every dump so far, retail has bought up after like one day. Fahid said, we can't do much about this drop, but hope it all goes away. Well, according to the people in charge of this drop, was Fahid here when I read that crazy ass quote? This is insane. Israeli forces say military operation against Iran is expected to last several days. Here's the crazy quote. At the end of the operation, there will be no nuclear threat, which is an insane thing to say. Like, I don't know. That's crazy. That's such a crazy thing to say. Does Brian Armstrong take any pictures that don't make him look like Lex Luthor? Why is he like, does he hire the school picture photographers to come and take these pictures of him? He's got way more money than I'll ever see in my entire life. Let me make fun of the guy. President Trump says he's working to create clear and simple market framework that will allow America to dominate Bitcoin and crypto. President Trump says Elon Musk is a friend of mine. This is cute. Cute. So adorable. New York Post, for whatever crazy reason, which is I'm kind of excited about, posted how to buy Pepe coin. And is it a good investment? Crazy. Tony Rosas said JJ is our crypto psychologist. Take out the logist part at the end, and you will be correct. President Trump says he will not fire Fed Chair Jerome Powell. I like the quotes. This one was kind of interesting read. Marty Party posted, U.S. quantitative easing has begun, but it's not the Fed. They don't print money, banks print money. By deregulating the amount of U.S. treasuries banks are allowed to hold, the banks are loaning money into existence called money printing. Remember, every dollar is loaned into existence. Remember, every dollar created means more dollars will be needed to be created to pay the interest. That was what I was pointing out the other day. Bank credit and all commercial banks will go up forever. This summer, Besant has said they will deregulate the amount of treasuries banks can hold. Therefore, the government will lend money from the commercial banks, expanding the money supply. The Fed is a false flag and its power is removed. Bam. Ooh, dude, that's a crazy quote as well. So think about this. Just for easy math, for easy numbers, let's say all of the money in the world that exists is $100, and I have it. And Tony Rosas approaches me and he says, JJ, I need a loan. I want to buy a house. And I'm like, okay, I'll loan you $100 with 10% interest. He's like, okay, deal. He takes $100. He pays me back with 10% interest. I get $110, but where the fuck does the $10 come from? There's only $100 in existence. That makes sense? So I gotta lend him the $100, and then he pays me back $100, and then maybe he comes to work for me, like trickle down, and then eventually he makes $10 and he gives it back to me. Does that make sense? It's kind of trippy. Kind of trippy to think about. What if I said the Pepe? I love it. Tony Rosa said you were the calming voice during the dips. I was fully ready to freak out. I spent my freak out stress eating. I will say I did eat before the live stream today. I did not want to come on hangry. That would have been bad. I was sitting here, I'm like getting everything ready, and I'm like, fuck this. This is fucking stupid bullshit. And then I was like, I'm kind of hungry. Sitting here angry, and I go, I'm kind of hungry. So then I went and I ate something. And then I sat down and I was like, it's time to stream. Joseph said, are we going up? No. Right now we are not. We are very much going down. It all depends on the time frame that you're looking at, though. On the 1 second, we might be green. Tyler said Rocket League after. Dude, I'm definitely playing some video games. Tyler, do you have a PC yet? I want to play some DayZ, dude. Actually, since we're on the topic, let me just show this sick clip from when I destroyed this freaking dude. So I was playing with Reese, who's a viewer, a subscriber. Great guy. Super fun to play Daisy with. And my fiance. And we're playing, and we see this guy run into this shrub. And Reese is like, there he is. He's like, let's just go in, guns blazing. And he just runs in there. And I'm like, wait. And then the guy just blows his ass up. And what the hell just happened? So then my fiance is looking for the guy. And she can't find him. And then the guy shoots her. I believe she shot him a couple of times. And I'll just let the clip speak for itself at this point. Is there volume? Audio?
I was reloading.
JJ's on you, man. You got him.
Babe, do you know where we've always
There's
come
the
in
kill
at
shot.
when we go to that place?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
see the
that,
guy.
Like, first car and like those sandbags, that first one right there, he's behind that.
Shh.
He
Where?
keeps laying down in the field.
Where is it on the map?
Dead. I fucking got him.
Back in.
He's dead.
You
Got his
got him?
ass. I got him.
I gotta come back and grab my stuff.
My
Dead,
shit's
he's fucking
probably
dead.
ruined 'cause-
Oh, that felt so good, dude. A lot of fun, dude. Highly recommend. Daisy. Totally got to check it out. So far, 3.27% on total 3, which ain't too bad. Oh, Bitcoin is actually recovering. Very nice. Very nice. Look at that. 103,707. Looking good. What do we got? What do we got? Bet said the weekly wick is going to be crazy on Bitcoin. Let's actually take a look at the weekly time frame. Let me go to a cleaner chart. Sorry, my charts are a little bit messy. Dang. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, because we could just as easily kind of do this and still be bullish. You know what I mean? Like, all we got to do is touch this 99,000. That would just be a retest. Not that I don't even know how relevant this line is, to be completely honest. It's probably on a different time frame. Let's go take a look. 4 hour. Yeah, it's got to be a 4-hour line. Which, even then, it's kind of sloppy. We broke through the line a million times right here. I think I was just trying to establish some kind of trend. He did kind of break above it right here, though, and retest it. So maybe it is kind of relevant. Ayaz said Ethereum IADO. I don't know what that is. Ryan said 98.6 support. I kind of like that. Tyler said, I don't have it. I have Rocket League. Tony Rosa said, we are all getting a huge eggplant tonight. Oh. Tony Rosa also said, fractional lending, the biggest scam ever. I actually kind of think it's kind of funny. Ryan said, Ether, yum. Are you hungry? You guys eat chemical substances? I'm so bothered that it's actually called Ether. Quasi said, we're going down, JJ. Yes, we are, my friend. Yes, we are. There's apparently a skirmish in the Middle East that's been going up for 200 years, and everyone's surprised. Quasi said, I told you to book 20%. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But I'm happy holding my bags. Even now, if I were to book 20%, I would only be down 5-10% on my bags, so it's not really that big of a deal. From the local top, which even then is actually low, so it's kind of, in my opinion, I don't know. I can't justify, unless I'm like 100% Bitcoin on total 3, let's say. Let's call total 3. If I didn't take profit here, why should I take profit here? You know what I mean? And that's just me. That's just my own personal concept. Jay said Israel and Iran went to war today. That's why we're going down. I know, but they've been at war for like 100 years, 200 years. So I don't think anybody should be surprised. Let them war each other and leave my bags alone. He said disappointing. I agree. What's crazy is this looks very similar to this. Very similar move. I don't know. Fractal, none of it's going to really matter until the news cycle kind of changes. Because right now we're purely dumping off of news. 100%. we're either going to settle into this Middle Eastern conflict and, you know, people are going to move on and do whatever, or we're going to instantly recover, or we're going to go down some more because something is going to escalate somehow. Quasi said if Trump doesn't interfere in the war, we're going to 93.7. Note it. Why would he interfere? I think we would go lower if he did interfere. I don't think he should interfere. He should just let them blow each other up like assholes. What if I said JJ needs to learn history? I can't be bothered, man. Israel hasn't even existed that long. The plot of land has changed names. Who cares? Waterfly has, however, existed that long. Ooh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I will say on the 4-hour, this is a lovely little retest of our breakout of the channel. I don't know if that was forced or not. Quasi said he should tell Israel to back up. I don't know if that's going to happen. Did you see the quote, Quasi? Look, I'm going to keep... Everyone's probably so sick of me reading this already. This is the quote. Breaking. Israeli forces say military operation against Iran is expected to last several days. Here's the quote. At the end of the operation, there will be no nuclear threat. That is a freaking crazy thing to say. So, here we are. Beth said, hope the N-bomb doesn't get mentioned because that will spook everyone. I was thinking of a different N-bomb. I was like, why would that spook you? Dang. Okay. They definitely mentioned it in that quote specifically. So, yeah, it's been mentioned. In other news, Coinbase has partnered with American Express to launch Coinbase One Card, offering up to 4% Bitcoin back on all purchases. So that was kind of cool. We got 47 people watching. If you're new, please consider subscribing. We usually do a daily close contest. There's a chance for you to win $15, $100, or just bragging rights and a lovely photo. It starts every single day at 7:50 p.m. EST. We only allow the first 12 entries, and it's a lot of fun. 7:55 p.m. EST is the cutoff. It is a hard cutoff, but if you guys are here at 7:50 p.m., then you should be able to get an entry and potentially win some money. Giovanni said, I will be getting that card. Dude, I have the Coinbase card, the regular one. I love it. So I might actually look into the Coinbase One card. $142 billion Shopify has partnered with Coinbase to enable crypto payments. They have 5.5 million merchants. That's pretty sick. Ryan said, please use credit card. Do not use crypto. What does that mean? What? Is it a credit? I'm assuming it's a debit card. Is it a credit card? I don't know. Who cares? 4% Bitcoin back. Stock Money Lizards posted Bitcoin. Who's selling? I could tell you, but it wouldn't matter. Normal move after impulse move up. Fair value gap filled. Neckline retested higher. Unfortunately, we got conflict in the Middle East, and now our bags are getting a little dumpy. We got Colin Talks Crypto. This is the global M2 money supply guy. Bitcoin 150K is cooking. Current price quite healthy, being above the white support line. Green arrow shows latest bounce from it. Inverse head and shoulders. Blue setup still cooking. Global M2's chart backs the bullish move up even further. Gold's recent meteoric run up backs the move up even further. This is all great. Anyone who is worried about Bitcoin is doing so out of emotion rather than rationality. You have to actually wait for something to break down to be concerned. Nothing has broken down. That's, I think, one of my favorite things is when people come in here and they're like, the trend is broken. I'm like, what trend? What are you talking? They're like, the trend, the important trend has broken. We're going to zero. And I'm like, what trend? We're like, we're sitting at 103,000. They come here, they just say something ominous and then they leave. The trend has broken. And then they just disappear. It kind of cracks me up. Quasi said, what are you expecting to happen? I have no idea. I literally have no clue. I wasn't expecting our bags to dump from this. It might be a sell the news event. I don't really see it affecting long term, but if it does, then so be it. More buy the dip opportunity, which sucks. I'm not a patient man, but sometimes I have to be. Ryan said, ooh, debit, same thing. Not really. One of them you have to pay back and pay interest. The other one, all you pay on it is taxes. Fahid said Alt's taking a bigger shit now. Yeah. The shit does change in size over time, usually increasing. What if I said not sane at all, lol? If you're talking about me, I agree. Anybody else, I can't really speak to them. Fahid said oil goes up, forgot about a rate cut. Or forget about a rate cut. Yep, saw that too. I'm never getting a house. Ryan said they both further us from ultimate crypto adoption, ending ACH and swipe. Oil bull, gold bull, everything else bear. Fahid said like the stream and subscribe. Kevin Kazan said it's a buy the dip opportunity. Just watch my guys. I agree, my guy. I appreciate you for having a little bit of bullish sentiment in the chat. One person. No, you're the second person. Waterfly's bullish too. So thank you, all the bulls that are here, the bears that are here. I appreciate you guys too. I think everyone's necessary. I love all of you equally. Unless you don't press the like button, then you can go fuck yourself. Bet, then bet. Or bet one, then bet two. I get it now. Said the martial law talks not helping. Gold is the new gold. But he'd said gold is the best hedge, lol. You know what's really funny? Everyone talks about gold all the time and how you need it and whatever. If the world ends, I'm not going to be like shopping. Does that make sense? And a lot of people are probably, unfortunately, going to like eat it. So it would be easier for me to just go get their gold. Not like steal, but like if there's like a bunch of empty houses and I loot them and I find gold, I'm taking the gold. You know what I mean? And then I can be like, oh, I have gold. And then I won't do anything with it. And nobody will ever add. They'll be like, do you have food? Do you have water? I'll be like, I have gold. They're going to be like, fuck you. And then they're going to leave. Christian said, my Monero guys now building Terry. Just watch my guys. Go watch. Marcel Humphrey said wanted a green candle week this week until this. Good CPI and PPI. 100%. I agree. We're getting shafted. CT said, welcome to the bear market, peeps. I'm so excited to short for a few months. You could have been short this whole time. It didn't have to be a bear market. And I don't think we're going to a bear market. I think that's silly. Fahid said the irony of gold is that the big bar of gold could buy a house in 1925 and in 2025. Oh, dang. That is kind of crazy. Tony Rosa said, JJ, do we follow through tomorrow or green god candle back to 108K? Oh, I have no clue. Joseph just said, Ling. Ling back at you. Bitcoin 103,866 and 90 cents. Chilling. We got our 786 from the all-time high to 74.5. Somebody pointed that out a while ago, and I put the line on there, and it's just kind of been there ever since. So that is kind of a nice little point of confluence with our upper trend line right here. This is not a bear market. Not for Bitcoin, at least. For altcoins, not really either. Total 3 is chilling. Total 3 is chilling. And the fractal actually argues that we're good until the end of June. If we start going up end of June, early July, I'm going to say I told you so. I'm probably going to say it anyways, but who cares? Ryan said XMR down 40% in 2 weeks. Dang, RIP bathwater. Didn't it get really pumped up from somebody like some scammers? Yeah, right here. Some scammers tried to like launder their money and they just created this giant wick and they got instantly destroyed. This actually looks pretty good, Ryan. Like, all things considered, this thing's up like crazy and then I got a little retrace. So if you bought back here in just in April, man, just in April, this thing went up 100%. It's still up 50% since April. That's pretty significant. My eye's really itchy. Marcel Humphrey said, hope the whole crypto market can hold, otherwise I'm getting liquidated. Yeah, that's the unfortunate reality of everything, it seems. Fahid said, I think most of us will get liquidated or hurt, Marcel. Julio Martinez said, are we ever going to get a alt season? Historically, we should still get an alt season, I think, personally. Can I confirm that? No, but I still believe. I don't think that we're due for another alt season until at least a couple more weeks, minimum. But I've been wrong in the past. I'm prepared to be wrong again. Quasi said, I think Trump will tweet saying he won't let these countries fight and we will be bullish again. But if this war thing keeps going on like that, we'll have enough time to buy from lower zones. See y'all at 56K. CT said, jeez. Tyler said, no alt season crypto effing blows. Waterfly said, okay, CT, enjoy Dreamland. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Total 3 is getting shafted somewhere. 816.1 billion. This candle's now down 3.66%. And alts are just ruminating in bearish energy. Bitcoin holding up very nicely. Honestly, I'm not a big... Ooh, look at dominance. Come on, touch 66, please. I haven't looked at dominance at all this whole time. Drummer said my liquidation price is 297K. What do you have, like a 2x short? CT said, whatever, y'all. All I do is TA. Quasi said, if Bitcoin drops to 56K, I'm taking loan. Not a bad idea. Bitcoin dominance 64.88. Marcel Humphrey said, no money left to buy with. LOL. That seems to be probably everyone's scenario, unfortunately. I've actually weirdly been patient with my dry powder, fortunately. But am I going to buy this dip? I have no idea. I'm kind of a pussy. Especially right now. I'm like a huge pussy. So, who knows, man? Who knows? ETH. Did I draw this trend line today? ETH looks good. ETH looks weirdly good. What sucks is this is an ascending... what is it called? Why can't I think of the word? An ascending channel. So, technically is bearish. But we'll see. Dang, could you imagine if ETH barks from here? Ooh, oh my gosh. And if it hits a purple trend line at 18, that would still be an uptrend. Oh no! Tony Rosa said, crypto has been co-opted by BlackRock and the other big dogs. Bye-bye decentralization. We're all F now. Joseph said, long. I'm long virtual with 1.3 liquidated. Waterfly said, if I remember, you made 29 or so calls for bear CT. Tony Rosa said, channel. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I got that with the 5-minute YouTube delay. Thank you, though. I was not going to figure that out. There was something, and I can't even remember what it was now, so it's like a double bothersome thing. There was something that I could not remember to save my life. And now I don't even know what it was. Like what the premise was around it, so it's like twice as infuriating. Bitcoin dominance, 64, 88, 89. Here we go. I'm looking for that 66 on Bitcoin dominance specifically. Let me show you guys on, I think it's a daily. All my charts are so messy. I apologize in advance for my messy charts. So we've had this beautiful trend line going all the way back to July of 2017, since altcoins kind of took over at least a decent chunk of the space. Every time we hit, and then we descend. Then we get an alt season. I don't know if we're going to get a double hit this time. This was 2019, and then 2020, 2020, 2021. Bull market right here. All right here. Beautiful. All right here. Beautiful. Now, this time around, we are in 2025. This is bull market territory, so it's right here. We technically should hit 66 at the very least, and then go down. We could go a little bit higher because we've broken above a couple of times in the past. Broke above right there, broke above right there, but the general concept of the trend is right there. So, I guess the only thing that's going to throw this off is Bitcoin's getting like hyper adopted right now. So, we might legit just see Bitcoin dominance skyrocket and still get a proper alt season, but more money going into Bitcoin. Does that make sense? Okay, let's see. Marcel said Moodang is down so much from its high. Any TA in that play? I'll go take a look for you, my friend. I actually want to check. I'm really scared too, but Bigfoot? Oh no. I was up like 100% on my Bigfoot play, and I got completely screwed. I'm historically bad at meme coins, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Let's go back to Bitcoin chart while I read the rest of the chat for a minute. Give me a moment. So we're getting a third daily candle in a row. I will say we got 1, 4, 3, We're going to get another 3, maybe 4. I don't know. I don't know if that's even relevant, but I just wanted to point it out. Interesting. So the longest we have gone is 4, and that was on a more gradual downturn. We had a really sharp one right here, really sharp right here. Look at that. 4%. That's not too bad. So 1.4, 2.7, 1.7 on the daily. Where's the monthly? Where did we open? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So far for the month, we're only down 0.76%. That's actually not too bad. Interesting. And this is after the highest monthly close of all time. Crazy. Crazy times we're living, man. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Let me finish reading the chat. Drummer said 54 shorts. Most are 250 to 500x. Whoa! Oh my gosh! Quasi said, how do you have your spot allocation? What percentage is in crypto and what percentage keeps as USDT for... So my dry powder is not stabled up. It is literally cash. Most of my net worth is in crypto. And I use about like at any time between 1 and 5% per trading. Tony Rosa said, go long, virtuals at 160. Dump it already, virtuals. CT said, you skipped me saying I nailed the last bear market. Where? Oh, I nailed the 2021 bear market because it looks so similar on the monthly MACD. Quasi said, I wish I had saved some for buying lower. I guess my best advice that I have taken from other people is when the market's not going your way, focus on things you can control. And the best thing, in my opinion, is your income. Even if you got to do side gigs, and there's plenty of lucrative side gigs out there. Everyone's going to be like, oh, that's stupid, whatever. What are you going to make, $50? That's an extra $50. And if you're so worried about the quantity of dollars, then you're probably in crypto for the wrong reasons. But stop treating it like a get-rich-quick scheme. It's more of an investment. Focus on your income. Grow your income. Grow yourself. Grow your network. Just go outside, man. Grow your free time. Just grow. Improve. Discipline. I don't know. Self-control. There's a million things. See, Kevin said $50 is $50. Thank you. I agree. I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent. CT said moon boys and girls are about to get toasted short peeps. Butterfly said those shorting in chat today magically. Let's see if here in 2 weeks. CT, that means you, LOL. Joseph said right, it might go to $1.60 it's holding. CT said I'm always in chat. I'm long and short, I make money. CT said JJ, tell Waterfly I've been here since you had 3 viewers every time. Waterfly's known me equally as long. You guys both been around. I'm not gonna pick sides. Fahid said Fartcoin farted downward this time, or it sharded. Tony Rosa said control your limit, or I'm sorry, he said control your limit orders. Kevin said $50 is $50. Marcel Humphreys said leverage trading is no joke. I agree. You do unfortunately have to treat leverage trading like gambling, because it is. That's all it is, honestly. It's fun. It's a fun way to potentially grow your bags. And we're still working on our compound trading challenge. Not going great. We've literally plateaued at like $105. The problem is all the moves happen while I'm at work, and I work a job where in the summer it's more demanding. I'm work more in the summer than usual. Bitcoin chilling at 103,587. Let's go take a look at Moodang. I forgot who asked for it, but we'll take a look at it. So we got support coming up at 1326, and then it's based on previous price action. Let me get my little marker right here. Yeah, support. What is that? Fractal. What fractal did I put on here, and why did it perfectly play out that way? Am I tripping? Why? That's so weird. Anyways, so we got a decent sized move up to 30. A little double top action, and then a pullback, but the pullback has been very tame. It's not going straight down. We got a little Poke. Grab some liquidity around 17. Poke again. Go sideways, dump. It looks like 1955.20 is really good support. But it broke that. And now it's sitting at 1541. 1541. See, yeah, I'm not really there's so much. I'm on the 4-hour as well. This thing's relatively new and it moved up very, very fast. So I like my scaffolding analogy. If you think about cryptocurrency as a skyscraper, and you're building the skyscraper, and in order to go up, you need to build scaffolding and like build the building with the scaffolding. So if you have your scaffolding and it just shoots straight up, that's just like one row of scaffolding. You can't really do anything once you get up there. You can work in like one little 5-foot area and that's it. This is the price action just shooting straight up. When it comes back down, it's got no support. Now, if you built out like a whole scaffolding structure, then you have plenty of support to like actually build moves upon. Does that make sense? So when it dumps back down like this and then it starts moving up, Doge did the same thing. It's going to start building its structure to then create support along the way. So that way, when it gets way the heck up here and it dumps, it's got some previous price action to base on and actually create some areas of support. Does that make sense? But yeah, TA-wise, 1326 is going to be my next area of support based on previous price action. You had a nice bounce back here. It was resistance right here. I don't know, there's a lot of price action right here. There's not a lot going on the chart, specifically on the 4-hour time frame. Let me go down, maybe the 1 hour. Will give me some better insight. It's going to be very generalized. I would mostly look at psychological zones, honestly. 15, 1250, 10. The problem is your area of support that I would have looked for would have been right here. And it busted right through that, unfortunately. Which I'm assuming is because of this news. And then after that, if I'm going on shorter time frame, where it's actually holding right now is probably because of this. You had a previous rejection, which broke through, and that should technically act as support now. I don't know. It's a meme coin. It's got a community. It's got a really decent market cap, 154 million, 5.2 million liquidity, which is, what is that? I don't know. It's less than 5%, but it's more than 1. 1% liquidity is usually what they go for, which is really weird. But yeah, I don't know. My biggest thing with meme coins specifically is as long as the community's there and it's got good marketing, it's going to do well. And so far, all I see is a gigantic impulse move to the upside, a huge retrace, which still held higher than its initial launch, and then a regular pump, which is now trying to find its support. It could actually even be a flag. I don't know. I didn't even think of that. On the daily, it could be flagging out right there. That'd be kind of sick. Only 2 points of confluence on the lower. But, I don't know. It looks good. Is it going to go down more? Probably. But, volume looks good. RSI is chilling, especially on the daily. 4 hours, incredibly oversold. It's mostly going to be news-based right now. But look for support at 1326 potential. Bitcoin 103,716 and 11 cents. CT said now Waterfly dried up in chat. Waterfly said I'm here handsome. CT said enjoy longing. Think of me at 56k. Waterfly said think of me at 320k next bull run. Ooh, we will miss you in the chat, CT. Marcel Humphrey said thanks for the mood dang TA. Yep, you're welcome. Thank you for smashing the like button. So we had bullish CPI and PPI, and then we had Israel, Iran news. Let's see. Let's go through the rest of our articles and posts. We got Watcher Guru, $11.5 trillion BlackRock looks to become the world's largest cryptocurrency asset manager by 2030. Dang, that's quite a goal. President Trump says the great big beautiful bill will grow the economy like it has never grown before and cut expenses by 1.6 trillion. Very nice. US PPI rises to 2.6%, lower than expectations. Very nice. President Trump says the China trade deal is great. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says it's time to bring crypto trading, innovation, and jobs to the United States. Let's freaking go. Lex Luthor. $11.5 trillion BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says he's not planning to leave the company anytime soon. U.S. House officially passes Doge cuts, slashing $9.3 billion from USAID, NPR, and PBS. $340 million liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in the past 60 minutes. That was 5 hours ago. I'm sure it's a lot more now. Mustache. Altcoins plan for alts remained unchanged. The big fun is just around the corner. And we got this beautiful chart. Very nice. June has been insanely bullish every cycle. Expect your altcoins to go parabolic this month. This one I like. We got June. That was like the beginning. June was like the beginning. June was like the beginning. And June was like the beginning. We'll see what happens. And then we got the Israel launching preemptive strikes on Iran. Israel says it's striking dozens of military targets across Iran, including nuclear facilities. So it's getting a little spooky out there, guys. It's getting a little spooky. Bitcoin 103,923 and 81 cents. I will say, 56K when we're sitting at 103 after like this insane news seems a little steep, but you know we've seen crazier things play out, and I am more biased towards the bullish price action. So that's just my personal take. I'm not going to discount anyone else because I've said some stupid things myself, and people don't bring it up or tend to remember. So I appreciate you guys for that. Let's see, total 3. We're starting to get a little baby wake down there. Drummer said tagged you on Twitter. 96 positions now. Drummer, you're crazy. I love you. 818.72 billion on total 3. My bottom here is approximately 770. And last time I guess we were this low was just last week. And then before then, May, beginning of May. So maybe this is a recurring beginning of the month thing. Kind of crazy. Interesting to think about. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're setting up for some decent upside. That's just my opinion, though. Let's do a refresher on the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. See where we're at. We have not updated these lines in a minute, so. Okay. Ooh, look at all that. Wow. They flushed some leverage today. Dang. Gotta love it when the liquidation heat map looks so thin like this. Look at this, just that one, $130 million. All right, above we got 52 million at 104,501. Then we got, I'm gonna go straight to this big one, 130 million at 105,249. Then we got, oops. I don't know, how far do I go? Let me go all the way up here. 81 million, sitting at 108,712. Dang, imagine if we hit that. Whew, that would be such a crazy volatility. I love it, though. I'm ready for it, man. 102,629. And I'll go to the bottom so that way we can just have a range. 101,412. Oops. Okay. So we got right now this pretty decent chunk of a range and this pretty decent chunk of a range. We will see where Bitcoin ends up, if it ends up anywhere, or if it just chops. As of right now, that's a pretty hefty looking wick to the downside, which is great, indicative of some heavy buys, which is what we want to see. What would be awesome is if we close this 4-hour candle above 105,000. That would be huge. I really like that we're retesting this channel. It might not be intentional, but it looks great. This huge volume candle right there. I don't know. It's just it's crazy to me. Like, who is actually selling? Genuinely. This has got to be a 100% retail fueled move. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's ETF outflows. Who knows? Or inflow. I don't even know what technically would it be, inflow or outflow. Somebody educate me in the chat, please. Let's see. I don't know. Did we do an update on the stock market? Silver is chilling at 36 bucks, looking good. Marker strategy got a little bit dumpy. DXY, actually it was dumpy earlier today. Nice wicks though. Maybe we'll get some uptrend here. 98.05. Nasdaq closed red, a little bit dumpy, and S&P closed green. Believe it or not, very choppy. Still sitting above 6K, which is great. Current all-time high, 6,146, approximately, give or take, you know. But we're pretty dang close to all-time high. All things considered, S&P 500 literally chilling at the potential all-time high. Bitcoin 103,759, looking good. Yeah, it's all going to be paying attention to the news, seeing what the news cycle does, and seeing where we go from there, man. We are oversold on the 4-hour time frame. We are, let's see, what the 1 hour. Whew, wow, 1 hour is really oversold. Holy cow. It's like flatlined right above 20. And I don't know, is that bullish hammer candle? Does it count if it's red still? That's like a dragonfly doji candle, which signals a reversal, which is, you know, it's just on the 1 hour time frame, but definitely something to take into consideration if you're a scalper, leverage trader, not financial advice. But I kind of like it, liking what I'm seeing. On the 15-minute, Sergio Angel said 95K by Sunday. Based Hawaiian said, I'm a new trader in the US. Do you recommend Kraken, Coinbase, Gemini, or Uphold? Kraken seems to have lowest fees for smaller buys / DCA. Okay. Kraken, I don't mind. I'm not a trader on a centralized exchange specifically. I use Coinbase to on-ramp, and then I usually transfer over to like Bitunix or Ourbit for trading specifically, and I self-custody my holdbags. 95+% of my portfolio is just spot being held like off on chain. It's all self-custody. I have it like on my person. Like, it's not something that is on Coinbase or Kraken or anything like that. But I do use Coinbase. For trading though, specifically, I don't know. The fees are definitely going to be a consideration if you're going to be trading. So maybe Kraken. I don't know anything about Uphold. I've heard a lot about it. Gemini, I'm not a big fan of Gemini. They probably have like large fees and a big spread. They don't list assets for random reasons. I don't know. I don't like Gemini. They're weird. I would definitely go with Kraken or Coinbase. Those would be my two choices. But that's simply because I don't know anything about Uphold. I've heard a lot about it though. So if that was me and I was trying to trade on one of those places, I would probably go for whoever had the lowest fees. But definitely, if you're gonna check out Coinbase Pro. I believe that the fees are lower on Coinbase Pro for trading specifically, and I think it's free. Pro is different, I think, from whatever their paid membership is. A lot of conflicting information in the space. Oh yeah, that's definitely a problem for sure. Conflicting information. It's very I don't even know what to call it. Like peer to peer, which is why I think there's a lot of issues. And people get really cocky and confident. They're like, I know this, this, and that. And sometimes they're wrong, but they're so stubborn. They're not willing to learn. You know what I mean? So people often get fed misinformation. We do have a green dot on the momentum wave down here, which resulted in some upside. Is that going to continue, or are we going to start to turn down right now? It's looking like on the 15-minute. And we got a yellow manipulation dot. I don't know. The 15 is a nice, like, zoomed in. I used to trade the 15. Now maybe I should go back to the 15. I'm, like, so hyper-focused on the 4-hour time frame now. We got a nice little W on the RSI, though, on the 15-minute. Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, dude, Bitcoin dominance is just cranking. I'm looking for 66. Does seem to be at resistance, though. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. What if I said just me, or are you on late today? I am on late today. I should probably go to bed. It's almost 11 p.m. I didn't stream the daily close today. I worked super duper late, so thankfully made up for some of my losses today working late. We got a lot of viewers though. I appreciate everyone for being here. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. You guys are all absolute legends. I do stream every single day. And if you're interested, I usually do a daily close contest, which is around, the daily close is 8 p.m. EST. The contest starts at 7:50 p.m. EST. And it stops. There's a hard stop at 7:55 p.m. If you get here tomorrow and we're doing the daily close contest, just ask me in the chat what the rules are and I'll go over them. There's a chance for you to win $15, $100, or just bragging rights. I mean, do it every single day, completely free to participate, and it's a lot of fun. 4-hour. Yeah, we're still chilling. 103,359. So we've lost a good $500 in valuation on Bitcoin since I last looked at the 4-hour time frame. Again, though, 4-hour still oversold on the RSI. There's more room to the downside for sure. Let's check the daily RSI. Yeah, daily RSI is sitting right in the middle. There's plenty of room for downside here on the daily. I could see us going to 100K. But we'll see, man. We will see. For sure. Oops. Didn't mean to go to 3-hour. Gourmet Brands Brooklyn said Uphold is okay. I just use because it supports tokens that other platforms don't support, but keep in mind their rates surge during high volatility price action. There you go. What if I said JJ gonna go spend time with pseudo wife and kids? I don't know what pseudo means. My fiance is at rehearsal right now. So yeah, they got a late rehearsal tonight. With the kiddo. She got voted on the board. She's officially a board member for the local theater production place, which is exciting. They kind of like accidentally did a coup and like overthrew the crappy people, which is pretty sick. It was like completely unintentional. It was a cool story though. I'll have to fill you guys in one day. But anyways, I don't know. Bitcoin's getting a little slumpy. I'm probably gonna call it an evening. Get the rest of my night in. I do have to go to work tomorrow still, so it does look like we're getting a little more dumpy again. We'll see where she goes. As always, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, or crazier, I suppose, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Smash the like button on your way out. If you're new, consider subscribing. Happy Thursday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.